Back with another video for our Algebra 1 state test prep. Today we're talking about standard A.CED.4. This has a lot to do with rearranging formulas and all that. So, here we go. Question 1 from the spring 2017 OST. The equation shown is used to find the force of gravity, F, between two objects, where G is a gravitational constant, M1 and M2 are the masses of the two objects, and R is the distance between the two objects, and they give you F equals G M1 M2 over R squared. Which equation correctly shows the distance between the two objects? Okay. So all this is asking you to do is rearrange this formula. These are called literal equations. Okay, it's asking you to rearrange the formula. Instead of solving for F, you want to solve for R. So first thing we have to do, we have F equals G times M1 M2 over R squared. So first thing we want to do is we want to get R squared out of the denominator. Okay? We're trying to get R by itself, so R can't be in the denominator. How do we get it out of the denominator? Well, to get 1 over something out of the denominator, you have to multiply by that something. Okay, so let's multiply both sides by R squared. Because remember, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. We're not changing the value of anything, we're just rearranging. This R squared and this R squared will cancel out. That leaves us with F R squared equals G M1 M2. So now we have R on the left, but F is also on the left. So we got to get rid of F. How do we get rid of F? You divide by F. Because F is being multiplied by R, you have to do the opposite. So you're going to divide both sides by F. That's going to give you R squared equals G M1 M2 divided by F. And at this point, okay, you have R. The problem is R is squared. And we've talked many times in the past, what is the opposite of an exponent of 2? It is a square root. So you have to square root both sides. And square rooting both sides comes as the very last step. So everything is caught in this square root. Everything is caught in this square root. So R is equal to the very large square root of G M1 M2 over F. And that, my friends, is choice D. You'll notice that G, M1, and M2 never moved because they didn't need to move. All we need to do was move R and then get rid of anything on the same side as R. That is your answer. Question 2. From the spring 2018 OST, here we are. An equation is given. A equals 4 pi R squared. Solve the equation for R. Again, all you're doing is you're getting R by itself. I'm going to rewrite the equation over here. A equals 4 pi R squared. All right. So you need to get rid of everything attached to R. 4 is being multiplied by R. Pi is being multiplied by R. You can just divide each side by 4 pi. You can divide by pi just like you can divide by any plain constant or variable, because pi ultimately at the end of the day is just a constant. So you're left with A over 4 pi equals R squared. And just like in the last problem, we got to get rid of that squared. To do that, we take the square root. Remember that, to get rid of squared, you use the square root. Okay, so we're left with the square root of A over 4 pi equals R. Is that one of our choices? It is. It is choice B. On the question 3. In 2019 OST, an equation is given, y equals 3x plus c. Create an equivalent equation by solving for x in terms of y and c. Solve for x. Whenever you see the words solve for, That means whatever variable it has there, you want by itself. How do we get rid of everything on the same side as x? Well, first you start with getting rid of c. You subtract c from both sides. You're left with y minus c is equal to 3x. Then just divide both sides by 3. Literal equations are fast. You're left with x is equal to y minus c over 3. So that's how you would put it in y minus c over 3. Make sure everything is over 3, not just the y, not just the c. Everything has to be over 3. When you put it in the answer box, you might need to put the y minus c, in parentheses to get the 3 to go over or to go under everything. So that's it. That's A.CED.4. Very quick standard. If you have any questions, please let me know. And good luck on the test.